This is probably the most unfair comparison video. Okay, so let's just get at it, right? To my left and to your right and towards this side of the frame, we have a Breville Infuser. This is a single boiler espresso machine that kind of retails for 600 bucks. To my right and to your left and towards this side of the frame is the Breville Dual Boiler, also known as the BDP. This is a dual boiler espresso machine, retails for around 1600 bucks. In fact, the Breville Infuser is the same guts as a Breville Barista Express, as a Barista Pro, so kind of all that range of machines, while the Breville Dual Boiler has the same guts as the Oracle Pro as well, so that, that kind of machine. So in a way, it's a good comparison on the two styles of Breville machines. And the big question is, are you really getting what you paid for? So I have 3 points that I want to get to, and I also have some cherry on the top, fluffy points in the end. We'll get to that. But let's definitely get this out of the way. These two machines look very similar. I mean, that same stainless steel finish, which just what every Breville also has. The same pump dials look kind of just overall looks very similar, right? Even the buttons and all the styling. I guess that's their thing. I actually liked that. Like, I wanted my espresso machine to look not distinct, but it's the same. Yeah, no hate. Okay, the first point of comparison is the internal guts, right? Let's talk about the infuser first. It's got a single boiler, a thermocoil. So it's the same water that's being used for espresso as well as the steam wand. So if you're making an espresso shot, it pulls it out great. Then you move to the steam wand. It takes some time for the water to heat up. You use your steam wand, make a milk drink. Then you come back and make another espresso shot. It needs to cool down the water before it can start making that espresso. So it's okay for like 1 shots and 2 shots, but after that, if you're hitting a third or fourth drink back to back, it does start to slow down a little bit. Meanwhile, the internals on the Breville Dual Boiler are far better. And I'll include not just the fact that it's a dual boiler, which is 2 separate boilers for espresso and steam, but also a saturated group head, so that the entire system is warm and temperature stable throughout as many shots as you're pulling. So it's really good for back-to-back drinks without really losing out on much. But the notable part of all of this internals is that you're still getting the same espresso. I don't think there's such a big difference in the quality of the coffee that you're going to be getting out. All right, point number 2 is steam power. The Breville Dual Boiler really wins in this department. And steam power is not just like the amount of steam that's coming out and how fast your milk reaches the right temperature. Like, I get that. This guy takes around 1.5 to 2 minutes to do it, while the Breville Dual Boiler takes around 1.5 minutes, right? But it's really about the quality of microfoam. The latte art that I'm able to make out of a Breville Dual Boiler is significantly better. And it's just made my job a little easier, but I really attribute it to having a separate boiler that's just focused on steam and probably just better internals. Okay, the third big difference, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, is that the Breville Dual Boiler forces better puck prep. Now, the Breville Dual Boiler has a 58 millimeter portafilter, which is more of a standard basket size across many other machines, while the Breville Infuser is a 54 portafilter. So it's smaller and more taller. Now, just assume you're putting the same 18 grams of coffee in, right? In a smaller and taller portafilter, the bed of coffee is taller versus your Breville Dual Boiler where it's a thinner puck. What that means is once water flows through, it's easier for water to find a way around a thinner bed if you do not do good puck prep. Basically, it took me a long time, I'll say like a week, almost to a month, to really get my hang around the Breville Dual Boiler. I was not getting good coffee because I was just not doing good puck prep. So, good puck prep, good for Breville Dual Boiler. Maybe not so great if you're not so much into coffee. Okay, a few more cherry on the top things. So the Breville dual boiler has an auto start timer. So you can say, hey, turn on at 7:15 a.m. Now, just to be clear, that's a solution trying to find a problem. The BDB takes around 7 minutes to really warm up, maybe 10 minutes to completely warm up. While this guy takes 3 seconds. 3 seconds, man! I don't need an auto timer if it just takes 3 seconds to turn on. That's the problem with dual boilers, but in fact, even 7 minutes is really good. I think the only other machine that beats this is the La Marzocco Linea Micra, which is like 4 minutes to warm up. But all the other dual boilers are like 20, 30 minutes to warm up. It's a mess. In fact, it's just wasting electricity if you think about it. So that's one thing to note. But the other really good fluff is temperature. Um, you can modify the temperature of water that will hit your bed and your coffee so that you can extract different ways or different flavors. And that's something I really enjoy experimenting with, and it's very easy to do it with the Breville dual boiler. It's practically impossible to do it with an infuser. Is it a must? Probably not. But also goes into another big cherry on the top is that this guy has crazy mods. Just, it's insane. There's something called the Slayer mod, which helps you do flow profiling with your shots. I mean, like, that's really why I'm excited about this guy, and I'm waiting to tinker around with it. I haven't done it yet, but that's just that future upgradability makes a big difference. Versus the Breville Infuser, I mean, the only mod I did was get that steam lever. Damn, that steam lever looks good, and there's nothing you can say about it. You know, I'll be really honest with you. Like, I think we're getting into the world of these kind of espresso machine upgrades that are just small, marginal improvements, right? The reality is the Infuser, the Breville Barista Express, and all of these machines of this kind do a damn good job. Like, they just really make it fun and interesting and help you explore and learn and experiment in a very reasonable way. All of these machines that start becoming more prosumer, I mean, it is a very small niche at the end of the day. I don't know if that was the best money spent, like a year into all of this. Did I just regret my purchase making this video? Oh shit. Alright guys, I will see you all in the next one. Take care.